Hi, I'm Dominic. Thanks for watching Dominic's Woodworks. And in case you're wondering why my voice sounds odd, I caught a cold and I really can't recommend it. And today we've got another shop talk. I'm still trying to get the weekly rhythm going, but oh well. One thing that struck me about my previous shop talk, the one with the drills and the can forge, was that it's not really picking up any views. That is to say, usually I know my shop talks don't do as well as the project videos, and that's fine and to be expected, but it's still in the lower two-digit numbers, and I thought I hadn't shared it, but I had, so just in case if you want to check it out, maybe you can tell me why it's not doing so well. Did I miss something? Did I do something wrong? Just let me know, I'd really appreciate that. For today I'm going to show you my wall of tools, the new wall of tools, or the chests of tools, or whatever you want to call that. And I'll also show you my new lumber cart. So I did actually record some video about making these boxes, and I'll show you now. I've already cut the boards to size, which are determined in a complex and in-depth visualization process. I set my table saw fence to the thickness of the boards and the height of the blade to half that. With that setup, I cut into the boards where they will join one another, but only on one side for each joint. Next I flip the pieces on their sides and set the blade so that it will reach into the first cut. Running their pieces on their sides through the table saw was not as hard as I had expected. Still, you have to be careful. Now a full board can rest in such a rabbet, and I use my metal band clamp to glue and nail the two boxes together. This is my first time using a metal band clamp, once again thanks to Pire Clamp for the collaboration, and there's one feature that I really enjoyed with this one. And yes, it also worked very well. I just had to keep an eye on the board, since the metal band allows for some severe forces and they tended to cup. For front and back I used more leftovers, and it turned out that I do not have enough to reasonably cover all the four faces. That is also the reason why the back of both boxes does not extend all the way to the bottom. Once the boxes were done, I cut them in half on the table saw, which is why I made sure not to put any nails in the saw blade's path. Also, I did not center the cut with the intention of making the door slightly smaller to save weight. Of course I messed up and cut one box the wrong way around, so it actually has a heavier door. The piano hinges do not mind though. I also took a lot of video about filling these boxes, but I thought it would be easier to just give you a quick rundown rather than, well, it's all cobbled together and pretty boring to watch, so here we go. Let's just start in the middle. This is where I keep the tools that I consider most, well, let's say popular, the tools that I need the most, and also the tools that somebody else might need from the house, let's say a hammer or pliers, scissors, or we got scissors in the house, but anyway, these I got in the open space between the two boxes. On this side we got these closed wrenches, pliers, metal cutters, a rivet thingy, Allen keys, and these are small set of small wrenches which I hardly ever need, but when I need them I'm glad I have them. Over here I put most of the content of my plane drawer, which I emptied out. There we go. Mainly because I hardly use most of them. These two I put here. I haven't actually used them yet, but I put them here because I want to use them. They're my card scrapers and the burr makers. And up here we have two spoke shaves, and I put both of them up here because, well, I thought I had the space and I like how they look. Here on the side of this part we have the rubber mallet, which is here accessible both when it's closed as well as when it's open. Same goes for the saw. As you can see, I still have room to fill, but right now I want to take my time to make sure that I actually put stuff in that I'm going to need. On this side we have files and rasps, bits. These are the various sizes of bits, special longer bits for pocket holes, some screwdrivers. That's down here. I don't know whether I'll make some kind of holder for it at some point, but at least it's in one place. There are some lathe accessories. This is actually a USB lamp, but it also takes batteries, and I think if I ever do something that requires light or a shadow cast on a piece of paper for a template, I'll use this one. There's the faceplate for the mini lathe, which I want to take for a spin soon. A word on the mini lathe. I will be doing another mini lathe adventure, or more adventures actually. I got some ideas and some tools ready. I just need to find my live center. As in the mini lathe, it just slides into the bearing, and somehow I lost it. That's also why I want to start using the faceplate until I find it. Speaking of lathe tools, they're here, the chisels. I actually have this spoon carving thingy, and I really need to put it to use at some point. There, like I said, my chisels and the round nose scraper, and actually don't have room in there for the homemade roughing gouge, but these are mainly my lathe tools. And up here we got a set of open wrenches in a holder that came from one of these pre-made tool holder wall piece thingies where you got holes and you can hang stuff in it. The reason why I have, the reason why I have both the open and the closed ones is that sometimes the closed ones won't fit due to space restrictions. But another reason, and that's also the reason why I got them over here with the lathe tools, is that I haven't actually tried it yet, but I read about it and I think it makes sense that you can use them to gauge the thickness of a piece. Let this be a turning, and so you can see I'm too small with the tenon and so on. So that's why I put those here. I still got these two magnetic, I can't see it, these two magnetic rails here to put stuff to. We have my coping saw and a square, several putty knives, but mainly that's the stuff that I don't know where else to put. I want to put stuff on the outside. I'm thinking about putting, I need to work on my camera angles, measuring supplies, shall we say, squares and the likes up here, although I need to be careful so I don't limit the clearance of the door too much with this beam being in the way. And on this side I want to put my logo so it's nice and visible, and of course I want to do it in wood. I'm thinking about using the scroll saw for that, but I'm not quite sure yet. We'll see. But what I also want to do is pull a J Bates and put stickers to this side of the toolbox. I don't have any yet, and I'm still in the process of getting some of my own, but, well, it's a dream for now. And while we're at it, speaking of dreams, dream workshop and all, here is my new lumber cart. Sorry, I forgot the drum roll. I shared a few pictures and videos on Instagram of me taking down the old cart, and well, let me give you let me give you a short look of how the shop looked like with the lumber cart completely cleared. Well, and this is what I came up with. It's basically a two compartment solution. I had these posts that I screwed into the collar or the frame, which has been part of the old lumber cart. Just screwed it in from the bottom, and the base is another melamine tabletop on 6 heavy-duty coasters. And well, it works fine like this. I really didn't need that many compartments as the previous one had. So now I have this box right here for the sleds, and you also get broomsticks and stuff. And here is for boards, generally the wider stuff that cannot be called a sled. I still got a few pieces over here, OSB, and some longer boards that I can't fit in there. And I also have a few down here which I probably could fit some in, but they are small enough so that I'm actually considering putting them up here, somewhere there on this board. But as you can see, there's a lot of wood and actually a lot of junk in terms of scrap wood too, so I'm going to sort through that and do a barbecue or something. And in other news, still the dream shop goes. I cleaned up these shelves, this corner. I finally got around to putting the top one level with this board, so the bridge, which is just laying there, it's not screwed to it, is actually level. And I also finally got around to put these on the wall. Before they were just standing there, and I was kind of expecting them to somehow catch and topple over, which means now I have a little space down underneath. It's not much, but it's something. So you might have noticed that I did some editing on this video, mainly to speed things up. I hope that's alright with you, but I try to not edit as much as possible. So what else is there? Well, time's running out for you to submit your entry to the challenge tree. Well, not actually running out, but it's on a slow walk. It's going there. In other news, Sterling Davis from Sterling's Woodcrafts is donating another prize for the challenge tree contest. Another set of Beats by Trey in-ear earpods, which of course had nothing to do with woodworking, but it can make working in the shop a lot easier. So thank you very much, Sterling, and remember everyone, it's still time to submit your entry to the challenge tree contest. And just in case I haven't yet put your entry in the playlist, which you can find here, just drop me a note. I think I got them all, but just to be on the safe side, please double check. I don't want anyone to miss out. That's about it. Or I should say, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and remember to be inspired.